Alright, we don't look that bad. I mean, today is the journal entry number, I think it's the number 4, the 4th journal entry that we've made. We started out doing, like 3 weeks ago, we started out on our project, and we were able to find that on the solar eclipse, a new moon, and on the Chinese New Year, right? So it must have been January something, right? 3 weeks ago. Today is February 7th, I believe. Actually, it may be the 9th of February. No, the 8th of February today. Today is February 8th, Sunday, and I just got back from Bikram yoga class. I believe it was the 9th Bikram yoga class that I attended. So I'm 9 classes into it. It's really the only exercise that I have been doing, except for I've been doing the occasional set of 20 push-ups and I've been to the health club maybe a few times, like 2 or 3 times, and I've done a 20 or 30 minute cardio workout. My diet has been consisting of primarily vegetarian foods, fresh living foods. I haven't really been eating any, red meat or stuff like that. I've occasionally had some spring rolls from the Vietnamese grocery store that have some pork in them, and I've had also recently, my mother's birthday was this week, and I had 2 glasses of red wine and a rabbit with spätzle at the Black Forest Inn. I was able to retake my DOT physical, and found that my weight, when I was weighed in at my DOT physical, I was wearing a sweatshirt and a pair of pants and all that, and I weighed 211 pounds. This morning I weighed myself naked, or wearing boxer shorts, and I weighed 200 pounds exactly. After eating some scallops and a salad, I weighed 202 pounds. I'm planning on eating a Boca burger with on a roll, so I'm sort of breaking my rules with the carbohydrates, but I guess last night I drank over 1 bottle of wine, like probably a bottle and a half. So this weekend I drank a little bit of wine, and I've been eating over at my mom's house. I had some cheese and some bagel chips, and I made hummus again, and so even though I've been sort of falling off the wagon here and there, I really haven't fallen off like severely. I haven't gotten into any trouble with fast food or anything like that. Last week was sort of a tough week, where I was at the deli at a grocery store, and I've wound up buying some rice, some cream of mushroom rice casserole shit with chicken in it, because I was just exhausted from not really eating enough calories. But I'm hoping that those types of cravings will fade away, and that my body will just naturally adapt to a more healthy. The diet is really the key. The exercise stuff, I find it very difficult to be eating enough food to actually have the tons of energy to sustain one of these full Bikram classes. I just get gassed. I get spent out completely at after about an hour of doing it. With that heat, that 105-degree heat, you just run out of energy. Like, you just run out of juice, and you got nothing at the end. You're just empty. And they build the class just perfectly so that the beginning stuff is the hardest stuff. The beginning poses just burns you out, and then by the end of the class, you're already on your back, but you find it hard to just do a sit-up, or to get up and turn around, lay on your stomach, and do some back bends. It's just very difficult stuff. You're just completely wasted. A little concerned with some inflammatory conditions and some acne, and I realize that that's more primarily that is from these weeks point that I've had, these moments of weakness throughout the week, where I will find myself overeating, having too much like when I was I was making homemade hummus, and hummus is very high in calories. It's a very calorically rich food, and I just really should try to avoid calorically rich foods whenever possible. So, I mean, I may even have a mild allergy to legumes, like just the entire family of legumes, like a lentil soup. I found that the acne occurred when I ate some of these soups out of a can, and I was eating canned soup for a few days. Split pea, lentil. I mean, that was my thing. I was just eating these soups, and I found that that wasn't exactly working out for me. But over the past few weeks, I have been doing a lot of soup and a lot of stuff like that. I figured out the diarrhea problem. I was having diarrhea a lot from this oolong tea. It was just killing me. I shit my pants while I was driving my school bus, so I mean, that's pretty ridiculous to think. But tonight is Sunday, and I'm completed with my 1 week introductory plus a 1 week free at the Bikram. So for $35, I've been able to take 9 yoga classes, which is a phenomenal deal. It's a bargain. And now Monday, I'm going to have to sign up for. I think this plant smells like garbage. I don't know what. Maybe it is the plant. I think this plant is had its last days. I'm gonna get rid of this fucking tree. It stinks like poop. Mold. Get rid of it. Give it to someone who gives a shit about it. I'll plant it outside somewhere. I'll take it on a journey. Um, but anyway, tonight also auspiciously happens to be a full moon. So, at the end of my 2 weeks of introductory yoga, I get a full moon, right? And I am still motivated. I'm still on board. I haven't really gotten depressed. I haven't felt. That's the beauty of this exercise. This type of exercise makes it incredibly difficult for you to get like bummed out, for you to get like depressed. You don't get discouraged by your seeming lack of results. There was a moment there that when I got weighed in at the physical, I was like, I can't believe it. I've weighed the same amount for months. I've always just been this 210. My body just doesn't want to get rid of this 210-pound frame, and in reality, the truth is I probably was heavier than 210 pounds after the holiday season, after Christmas, after New Year's, after this long 2 week break where I was eating lots of pizza and drinking lots of wine, lots of brandy, beer, everything. I mean, I probably was up to 215, maybe 220, realistically. In the summertime when I was eating cheeseburgers and really drinking a lot. I mean, there was really no break. There was no limit. There was no accountability or there was no. I wasn't following any type of plan whatsoever. I was just unrestricted diet, eat whatever I want, whatever I had a craving for at that moment. I would just consume, and I would cook food. I would make like scallopini, little chicken, deep fried everything. I would really cook the shit out of it. I would make a lot of great food, make my own fettuccine, all this stuff, and then eventually, you're the only one here eating it. Like after the holidays, eating all that steak that my brother gave me, and all this venison and these elk chops and this this venison breakfast sausage meatball thing with the Vietnamese soup, the sticky rice, all that stuff. I mean, that stuff was just I probably was at least 215. So I mean, and when I weighed myself this morning, I almost thought it was a mistake because first thing when I woke up after having drunken this bottle of wine, I was probably really dehydrated, and when I weighed myself, I was 195 pounds. So that's the possibility of 20-pound weight reduction.